All right, guys, with all that down, now it's time to go in and take a little bit of movie news.
What?
All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and open up. And our first thing we're going to talk about, we're talking about the Super Bowl. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. And as we all know, I am the biggest sports nut. Nope, not even close. We're talking about the ads. That's right, all of the commercials. There were a lot of interesting commercials, and this is a strange year for Super Bowl commercial ads, right? We're living in a pandemic. First of all, it's kind of strange to me to have a Super Bowl. I say a Super Bowl. I mean, like the Super Bowl. It's strange to have the Super Bowl during a pandemic, right? Because I think it was they limited the crowd space, the fan space. The stadium was only like a third full, and the other 2/3 were filled with cardboard cutouts of other people who I think paid like $100 just to have a cardboard cutout of them there, and like proceeds went to benefit something, I don't know. But so that was odd, just seeing like players wearing the masks but not wearing the masks, and it was just like this whole like pick a lane. Are you going to do it or are you going to not? I don't know. But then like even when we get down to the ad space, right? The ads this year were kind of all over the place. There were a few ads that you would, expect to see. There was a lot of like at-home food delivery ads like DoorDash and Uber Eats. There were other commercial, obviously like Cheetos type commercials and, Doritos and, car ads, Jeep. But then there were other ads like Scott's Farm and Garden Supplies or, a tool like a tool that like shaves your head. I think it was called like Head Shave or something like that. Very odd commercials made it into the Super Bowl this year, and that's what it was. So Carter, I know that you haven't watched the Super Bowl, but did you sit down and watch any of the commercial ads that played during the Super Bowl?
I watched some of them, yeah. Well, actually, when I was at the place, picking up a six-pack, I was talking to my buddy who's the bartender. When I was looking up, I saw one of the strangest ads with is it Michael B. Brown?
Michael
no,
B. Jordan.
His middle initial? Michael B. Jordan, yeah, Brown, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is arousing. Like, it was weird. Like, it was just a weird commercial. And it was about Alexa.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like that's what it was supposed to be. But I mean, that was pretty much all I saw. But what the funny thing is I went when I got home, after like a 11-hour day at work. I was on Instagram and I started seeing all these pictures of Timothée Chalamet as Edward Scissorhand, and I kid you not, I was like, man, this fan art is good. And then I looked at some more and I was like, oh, maybe this is just his Halloween costume. And then it wasn't until you sent me that link that I went, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I watched that whole commercial and that was good.
That particular ad, I mean, it was written and directed by Tim Burton himself. He signed off on the whole thing. So, I mean, and that's an interesting thing is that, Tim Burton and David Fincher were some of the brainchilds behind some of these commercials. Obviously many others, but, they were some of the most prominent high-ranking names on the list behind the camera. I thought that was really interesting. So what I kind of want to do is let's jump in here for a second and tackle these commercials maybe one by one. Now, this particular website doesn't have all the commercials listed, but it has some of the more interesting ones. Amy Schumer playing the Hellmann's Mayonnaise fairy god mayo, I think is what they refer to it as. The fairy god mayo. What an odd concept. Carter, did you see the fairy god mayo commercial?
No, I was trying to look at my time, and I read the description of it, and I went,
skip it. It's a strange one. Next, we jump into Bruce Springsteen, the boss. He was kind of the voice. And when I saw this airing on TV last night, I looked at it and thought, is that Bruce Springsteen? Man, it looks like Bruce Springsteen. kind of sounds like his voice. But then I thought about the context of the commercial. This whole commercial was about like bringing America together, acknowledging the past 4 years and how like divided we've been. Doesn't matter what side of the coin you happen to land on. I think it's pretty fair to say that we've been polar opposites, or rather we've been aware of our polar oppositeness for the past 4 years. And so this particular commercial is trying to bridge that gap and try to find a way. But, as a commentator on Good Morning America this morning said about this commercial, when you're trying to represent what is America, there's nobody in this ad. There's Bruce Springsteen, and that's it. Everything else is just images of like mountains or cars or, folded up restaurants or, crossroads in the middle of America or bridges. There's obviously, American flags. It's talking about unity and like reuniting. I think they refer to it as the reunited States of America, which I guess is kind of cool. But at the same time, like, we don't have a clear image as to what America is right now. Carter, whether you saw this or not, like, what are your thoughts on having a commercial such as this? And like, do you think that is the kind of message that landed?
No, I watched it, and I like Bruce Springsteen. I mean, I love Bruce Springsteen, but I don't know. I mean, I was just listening to it, and like, I already knew from the thumbnail that it was Jeep, but still, by the end of it, it was like one of those commercials that you watch where at the end of it, it says who paid for the commercial, and you're like, well, that's weird. And I still felt that, and I don't do. I was just like, oh, it's nice to hear his voice.
Well, that's a problem with a lot of commercials, though, is that they're advertising their thing without integrating the product into the cleverness of the commercial.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to get a handle on it. Let's jump on down a little bit further. What else do we have here? You were talking about the Timothée Chalamet Edward Scissorhands with shoot, I can't think of her name. Winona Ryder. Thank you.
Winona Ryder.
reprising a role, but not maybe. Presumably, this is the love child of her and Edward Scissorhands, who is now. What was his name? Like Eddie Scissorhands or something like that?
The kid, yeah, I think it wasn't Eddie, but it was something like it was Eduardo or it was very
Eric,
close, but it
Eric
wasn't
Scissorhands, something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was as you said, like it was visually interesting, and you're like, oh, that's okay, that's pretty cool.
I think it was Edwin because it was very
Edwin,
close.
yeah,
That's all.
Edwin
Anyway,
Scissorhands.
yeah, something like that.
Matthew McConaughey just had like this really flat image of himself, but like animated. Oh, it didn't work for me. I didn't like that. How about you?
I did not like it, and you don't need to shoot to me because I just didn't
No.
like it.
Well, this is the one commercial that I didn't watch actually. Will Ferrell, Kenan Thompson, Aquafina doing a GM commercial, but didn't they like go to Norway or something to film? Did you watch this one?
I did not.
All
watch
right,
that
well,
one, no.
we'll skip it. Sorry, everybody. If you want a review on it, too bad. All right, this is one of the commercials that made 0 sense to me. Scott, like the Scott's company in Miracle Grow, they had all of these celebrities in this commercial. It was celebrity jam packed. They're all kind of like standing around doing like lawn care kind of stuff. And for a Super Bowl ad, this was out of left. This was so strange. Carter, thoughts?
I did not watch it, but I like
So
your description.
weird. It's just weird. Okay. Moving on. What else? This one I actually kind of liked. John Cena doing they're advertising Mountain Dew melon flavored Mountain Dew, watermelon flavored Mountain Dew, which I'm actually kind of interested in, like just on its own merits. Watermelon flavored Mountain Dew, I think, could be completely delicious. And this particular ad, the idea of it I really like, but the construction of the commercial itself, It didn't give my brain enough time to process what was happening. So they're driving in a car. John Cena says, hey, if you can count how many bottles we release out of the trunk of the car, then you'll, tweet the number of bottles you see in this ad. You might win some kind of a prize. And then the camera cuts really quickly to all these bottles falling out of the back of the trunk of the car. So I get it. And then, they have like the little Twitter address and the hashtag and whatever. Okay, cool. But I didn't know that that's what was coming. So I had no heads up that like, oh, I need to get on my phone and like, cause I need to be about to tweet something, right? And if you're watching it live, you have no way of rewinding it unless you have like live TV or, something like that. Did you see this? I thought it was a clever idea. I thought it was a clever commercial. But I would have liked a little bit more prep time because I wanted to jump in. I wanted to be part of the thing. And then, by the time I actually figured out what they were asking of me, the moment was gone. It was too late. I know 1,000 other people had already responded.
No, I mean, I heard about the hype online last night, but also, yet again, similar to the Timothy Chalamet thing, I was just kind of confused. And I often, as soon as I get confused with social media trends, I go,
Fair.
Yeah, people like it.
Fair. Tracy Morgan doing Rocket Mortgage Loans. Again, like, you're watching the Super Bowl. Why do I want to watch ads on how to refinance my home? Just saying. Not the kind of thing that sparks a lot of interest around here. Which is this Michelob Ultra? I don't remember this. Peyton Manning. I don't know. It's not ringing a bell. How about you?
I have no
cool.
idea.
There was another Michelob ad with Don Cheadle where they had all of these celebrity impersonators, and Don Cheadle was the only actual celebrity in the commercial. I thought that was kind of clever. But again, the product is being buried within the premise of this thing. Carter, I'm just going to scroll through. If you have anything else to add, you jump in.
I actually saw that one, and I thought it was good, but yet again, I agree with you. It's one of those things where it was just like, oh, okay, I'll buy that now. Thanks for the good,
right?
Thanks for some funny content.
It's kind of funny because you're watching it and you're thinking like, oh wait, is that Nicki Minaj? It looks like Nicki Minaj. Or oh, is that John Travolta? It kind of looks like John Travolta. So it was definitely one of those ads that if you're watching the Super Bowl to watch the commercials, which a lot of people are, it'll hit you and you'll be like, wait a second, something's off here. And I liked that, but like I said, the integration. I need to, like there was a Sesame Street ad, or rather it was a DoorDash ad. And the whole thing was this big, huge musical number with one of the dudes from Hamilton. I can't remember his name. And Big Bird and like all of the entire cast from Sesame Street. And they're doing this big, huge musical number. It was awesome. But then at the very end, they say, brought to you by DoorDash. Please use DoorDash. Something, something, something DoorDash. I'm like, what? I don't. How is this correlated? How is this related? It didn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, so there was that. Dolly Parton doing Squarespace. That kind of made sense. Like they reworked the lyrics from a 9 to 5. Now it's 5 to 9, and whatever. Blah blah blah. Here was the David Fincher Anheuser-Busch commercial, which I don't know. It was a little bit more generic. Not a lot popped out to me about it. It was fine. Cedric the Entertainer, Post Malone, Bud Light commercial. There was a lot of other celebrities in this. A lot of other cameos. Do you remember the slogan "I love you, man" when it comes to Bud Light, like back from the 90s? I love you, man, Bud Light. Well, they kind of reverse this. Where they say, I loved you, man. It was weird. It didn't, I don't know, too long. Didn't work for me. Dana Carvey, Mike Myers doing Uber Eats. I thought that Cardi B was, I like the commercial and I like what they're doing. And there's two things about this particular ad. One, Mike Myers has lost his edge as a comedian. Not just his edge. That's not what I mean to say. Mike Myers has lost his snappiness as a comedian. Dana Carvey, I think, still kind of has it, but he also plays second fiddle to Wayne Campbell, essentially. And the inclusion of Cardi B in this particular ad, I don't think she was the right celebrity cameo to have in this ad. I was thinking about it, and I understand that Beyonce is maybe a little bit more expensive than Cardi B. However, there is a precedent there before. Like Beyonce was in the third Austin Powers movie with Mike Myers. So I feel like there could have been like a really interesting fourth wall breaking joke there of, hey, of course we would never have a gratuitous celebrity cameo show up. Ba-ding! There, and then there's Beyonce. And, you could have her just kind of like doing her nails or whatever and say like, oh, this is Wayne's World? Oh, I totally thought this was going to be Austin Powers kind of thing. Like there's another joke there. I don't know. I didn't see Cardi B working very well in this particular ad. Carter, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, in all honesty, Cardi B is way more famous than I ever thought she was, especially amongst like a certain a certain crowd and a certain generation. I find a lot of people younger than me don't really know Beyonce for being an actress at all, and know that Lemonade was dope, but in all reality, think Cardi B's better. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's the demographic thing. You know what I'm saying? But I do think I would have very much enjoyed a joke that was, based around based around Austin Powers.
Yeah, that's just kind of where I was feeling. But I mean, again, it ultimately doesn't matter. Michael B. Jordan in the Amazon. All right, so this is kind of what you were alluding to earlier. Like there was this hypersexualized Michael B. Jordan, but like in a way that was. Yeah, it was kind of gratuitous, but it was also like fun. It was very tongue in cheek. The whole idea is that Michael B. Jordan himself, the physical human, is a replacement for your Amazon Alexa box or whatever. So whenever you say, "Hey Alexa, play Smashing Pumpkins" or whatever, it would be Michael B. Jordan, the human being standing there. His eyes turn blue as, Alexa's, little disc turns blue and starts revolving. And he responds as Alexa, and it was really funny. I thought it was a clever ad. Definitely interesting, and I like the way that they integrate the product into the concept of the commercial. But yeah, Carter, you saw this. You told us how turned on you got. What other thoughts do you have about the ad?
Do the same thought. No, I don't know. I thought I saw two different ones because there was more than one, right? Because the one. I like the one where it was just like the woman looking out the window with Michael B. Jordan, but then there was like one with a jealous husband that I thought added to the humor, but also like I watched one of them on mute, so that's important for what I took away from it.
Great, I'm so glad we have you on the show today because you're adding so much. All right. I will be honest. This ad started playing a few times with the Doritos and all the other celebrities, and I just kind of turned it off because this just does not appeal to me. Lenny Kravitz, Stella Artois. Did not watch it. I was not aware of that. Okay, Paramount Plus. We're gonna move. Let me come back to Paramount Plus. I'll talk about that in a second. Jason Alexander Tide commercial, the Jason Alexander hoodie. This is probably my favorite commercial of the night. The whole concept is that there's this kid who has a hoodie with Jason Alexander's face on it, and the cleanliness of the hoodie is represented with the expression being offered by Jason Alexander's face. So if it's a clean hoodie, he's smiling. If it's a dirty hoodie, he's kind of like, and if it's a really dirty hoodie, he's like, you know, like, what are you doing? Why, I should not be dirty, right? I thought it was a really fun ad, a really clever thing. And as soon as this ad played, I said immediately to Kim, this is going to be the new product everyone's going to want to buy. So, of course, I looked it up online. It's not for sale. However, there is a giveaway happening right now from Tide for you to win this hoodie that's in the commercial. You can win that hoodie from the commercial. There's a whole thing online about it. I thought it was really funny. It's just really silly. Anyway, Carter, did you see this one?
I did not, but I'm very happy for the moment that somebody wins the hoodie and gets upset that it doesn't start frowning.
One of the other things that I loved about the ad was that they underscored the whole ad with that song from the classic Seinfeld episode. And of course, I don't know the words to the original version. I only know the Seinfeld version, which is, believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really clever. I can't wait to win that hoodie. Will you be participating?
Where could I be? No, I'm just kidding. I probably not. But actually, how long is it going on? I mean, if it's going on for a couple days, I might go
that I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up and let you guys know which of us will be battling. You know, like, for heaven's sakes, I'm sure if you go on like an Etsy store or something, like, there will be an official retailer by the end of the week who will be providing this. All right, I want to jump right back up to the Paramount Plus for a second. I skipped that particular ad because if you were watching the Super Bowl, you would have noticed that CBS All Access, Paramount Plus, The Equalizer, like, shows and services provided by Paramount, the Paramount company, including CBS and a lot of CBS shows, they were very prominently being featured. Clarice was another one. There was a lot of CBS branded content and Paramount branded content being promoted during the Super Bowl. And I took note of this very specifically, like a lot of Star Trek type stuff as well, right? If you look in this particular ad, you see two familiar faces, of which we're going to talk about in just a second. But before, I understand this is an awkward segue. I'm going to end the segment and then start a brand new segment, but it will make sense in a second. So let me end this segment by saying, you guys, did you see the Super Bowl ads being played during the Super Bowl? Did you watch them afterwards? What did you think of them? I know there were a few that I left out. There was like the Cheetos one with Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. There were a few others, but what were your favorites? What were your least favorites? What did you like? What did you not like? Jump on down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Okay. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what this Mickey Mouse Walt Disney World snow globe would want you to do. When you wish upon a star.